Good evening and welcome to another video on All How Out. Tonight we are going for a beer from a brewery that I've not tried before. It's part of the Wise Bartender Best of British box set of beers. It is this one. It is Drop Bear Beer Co.'s Yuzu Pale Ale. And it weighs in at 0.5% ABV and it has a list of useful stuff on the side of the bottle. It tells you the OG is 1005. Your malts are listed as Munich, DRC, caramel, wheat malt and flaked oats. Your IBUs, your bitterness rating is only 33, so it's not going to be too bitter. Unfortunately, I do like them bitter, but as long as it works with the style, it's all good. Your hops are the 3 C's, Chinook, Cascade and Centennial, and you've got the usual ingredients of water, malted barley, wheat, oats, hops, yeast and yuzu extract. And yeah, these are interesting to me. I like the artwork, you know, I love the carnivorous koala relative, you know, the drop bear. I'd never heard of them before now. I'll have to speak to my aunt in Oz, see if she knows all about them. I'm sure she does. Anyway, it says on the side of the bottle as well, drop bears are the carnivorous relatives of the koala and have recently been spotted dropping in the UK. Struth. Anywho, it's low calorie as well. You're talking less than 25 calories for the whole bottle, which is a bonus for those of you who are watching the waistline. And it says on the front, the last little bit of information before we get to the real thing, the tasting, it says it's dropping the alcohol, not the flavour. So let's hope that is true. We're going to open it, pour it and see what it's all about. So we're pouring into my Titanic goblet and the pour is, oh, it says it's lively, look, there we go. Pour is pale, carbonated, let's get a head going. So, it's golden. We've got a nice, good colour to the beer. It's nice golden colour. You've got clarity for days. There's no real haze going on here. We've got a white head. Well, it's slightly off-white. There's neither particularly compact or sort of consistent. You've got multiple size bubbles going on. Yeah, I mean, the beer itself looks good. That's your beer in a glass. I like the look of that. You know, it's got something about it. It's got colour. Let's have a sniff. It's got that alcohol-free thing going on. It's got that sugary sweet malt. It's got some citrus. It smells like a typical alcohol-free pale ale. So, but we've had beers that smell typical but taste amazing. In the same vein, we've had beers that smell amazing and taste typical. Which way around is this going to be? Let's find out. That's all right. First thing is that sharpness from the yuzu. It is a sharp taste. There is a hint of bitterness and it's probably, in my head, greater than the 33 IBUs that are listed on the bottle. Not much, but it is more. There's a good body to this one as well. It's really nice. It's got a solid mouthfeel. It's not heavy. It's certainly nowhere near light. It's more of a medium, which for an alcohol-free beer is a really good thing to come across. A lot of them tend to be on the lighter side, but this is much more akin to a regular beer in terms of the consistency. The mouthfeel is nice as well. It's not cloying in any way, shape or form. It's just robust in the mouth. And it's hoppy as hell. I love them hoppy. The hops are prominent. It is a hop-forward beer, and I'm appreciative of that. I do enjoy the hops. They are there. There's a little bit of sort of resin bitterness coming through. Works with the yuzu really, really well. And there is that sweet crystal malt that is prominent in a lot of alcohol-free beers, and it's here too, but it's tempered by those hops quite nicely. Yeah, I like that. The finish starts out with that intense yuzu type thing going on. It's like that pithy bitterness, that sharp tart citrus edge. It works really, really well. And the finish is short and sweet up front, and then you get a little hint of that sort of resinous bitterness that comes through, and you get more of that sugary sweet malt at the end. So, Yuzu Pale Ale from Drop Bear Beer Co. What do I think of you? Well, before I tell you what I think, we're going to consult the Untapped aid memoir for the Drop Bear Yuzu Pale Ale. There's not many check-ins, 198 of them, and it's got an average of 3.04, which, even though it's a low number of check-ins, is an encouraging sign. It's well received. So, what do I think of it? As usual, we're going to go for the 5 pillars of judgment: the looks, the aroma, the body, the taste, and the finish. So, the beer. What does it look like? Well, it looks good. It's a lovely colour. The only thing that's common with alcohol-free beers is they don't keep much of a head. In fact, that's common with many bottled beers, unless they're bottle conditioned. But it looks good. It does look really good. So I'm going to give it a full point on that. Aroma. Let's go back to that. Yeah. It smells hoppy. It smells slightly sweet malt. It smells alright. I wish there was just a bit more of that yuzu coming through on the nose. It's prominent in the taste, but not so much on the nose. But it smells good. You know, like I say, tiny bit off there, 0.75. I like it. Body really impressed me on this one. It's a beer that I didn't expect to be sort of well-bodied. I expected it to be lighter, but this one's really kind of pushed the boat out and given me a good amount of body. Top mark on that one. The taste is where it all counts, ladies and gents, and this one has got it. It's got big hops, and it's nice to get a really hoppy alcohol-free beer. A lot of them tend to be a little bit more reserved on the hop front, but this one is right up there with the hoppy. It is the hoppiest alcohol-free beer I've had to date, and I love it. I like the yuzu. I like that sharp tartness that it brings to the flavour with that subtle citrus edge, and there's that hint of pithy bitterness and a tiny hint of and suggestion of resin, and that works really well for me as well. So that's going to get a full point there as well. And we come to the finish, rather fittingly, at the end of the review. Yeah, I like the finish. I do. It's all about the taste though for this one. The finish is a little bit... It's not as good as the taste. It's close, but again, the sugary sweet malt is there, and that is overpowering for me. I prefer the hops. The hops are there at the beginning, and you get the sugary malt at the end. I'm going to go for a half on the finish, just because of the overemphasis on the crystal malt, which gives me a grand total of 4.25 out of 5 on the old Untapped score sheet of joy for Drop Bear. I've christened it the YPA, the Yuzu Pale Ale, and that to me is a bloody good beer. And that's because it is a bloody good beer. I love them hoppy. This is the hoppiest one I've had to date. So there we go, ladies and gents, boys and girls. If you like them hoppy, you want to try the Yuzu Pale Ale from Drop Bear Beer Co. So on that note, I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of this one and get the video uploaded for your viewing pleasure. That's been the beer. Down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them. I'm not even going to tell you in this video because you're probably getting bored of it. Catch you later.